Good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy January 24th. I'm Reverend Rob, and it is time for our Wednesday evening meditation where we spin into the stillness. This is a great time. It's midweek. It is that time that you can kind of stop and take a breath and catch up and just breathe into yourself a little bit. Allow yourself to be with yourself. You be with you for the next few minutes. And you listen to the voice that is deep within you for the next few minutes, which is really all that this experience is each week. We draw a card from our beautiful Star Codes Astro deck, and then we use that card to help us answer an intention that we set before we get going, and that we would do on, I like to do it on these little slips of paper, but you can do it wherever you'd like. So we set that intention, we draw that card, and then all the rest of it is some relaxing into a state where you are meditating, where you are experiencing a dialogue, a conversation with that deep self, which I myself consider our divine self. It is divine. So I like to think of my receiving information as receiving it from the inside to me rather than asking a presence that is external to me. And it just really helps me understand and trust in me when I believe that, our voice, our deep voice, not the voice that is subject to all of the world around us and everything that is pulling at us, but that really deep voice of intuition, of imagination, of truth. And that is the voice of God, if you believe in God, or the voice of spirit, or just the voice of your essence. If you are not a spiritual person, if you're a more secular person, that voice that you're listening to is still a part of your greater being. So let's figure it out. Let's start by setting our intention. Now, again, I like to write them down in these little slips of paper. It's just kind of a great force of habit because had I been doing this in person, I would ask you all to do this, to write these intentions down, and then I would collect them at the end and we would throw them into a beautiful burning brazier bowl, and they would, burn away into the universe. And whatever that intention we've set, that means we've let it go. We allow it to come back to us, however it is able to come back to us. Since we are not physically together, though we are digitally together or spiritually together in this space, I like to write the words everyone's intentions on one of my little slips of paper. And then that is what I use to work as a proxy, to send that out as if I collected all of yours, which means when we meditate this evening, if you could so kindly send me your energy as if you were going to hand me your slip of paper after we were done meditating, then I can use it to send out into the universe. Then we'll draw our card. Then we will go into our stillness. So let us set our intention for tonight's meditation, shall we? So as you can see, I've written the words everyone's intentions on this slip of paper. This is what I will gather all of your energy into before we throw it into the flames, send them out, and burn them away so that we can let them go and allow them to return to us. Now we draw our card, don't we? I love this deck. I've said I've loved this deck many, many times. I really love its simplicity. I love that it gives very clear suggestions and very beautiful artwork, actually, that when you look at it more and more, you can see just how simple and beautiful it is. It is based on astrology. However, we are drawing cards tonight that represent all of us here. This is a draw for the community. So if we draw, for instance, a sun sign that is not yours, that is the message from that card that you're supposed to be receiving today. So don't think of it as much as the actual zodiac as you would. It's a suit of cards that we would be drawing and seeing what as an example, what like the Gemini would say to us if the Gemini as an entity would be able to give us a message. So I'm going to shuffle them, and then we're going to draw the top card. I'm going to draw the top card so that you can see which card I'm drawing. It's our card as a community. You know the drill. So if you just want to kind of hold up your hands or close your eyes, send me your energy as I am shuffling as well. And then we can draw our card. So remember, whatever card we draw is the answer to the question that we seek, is the key to the insight that we have asked for. That's what this card is for us tonight. It's a prompt. It's like a creative prompt. It's like when you have writer's block and you want to just have something that loosens up your imagination so that you can allow those thoughts to flow. All right. So let us draw the top card. I'm excited. Some interesting draws lately, and our top card for tonight is ooh, interesting. So our card, and I don't think we've drawn this one before, is opposition, confrontation. Not something a lot of us love, although some of us might. I don't want to speak for you. I do not. However, what I have learned is, or what I am constantly learning, is that confrontation is a part of life, and that if we come into it with love and integrity, it can be such a fulfilling and growth opportunity for all of our relationships. So I'm going to lay the card down. Let's see if it's up so that you can see it. There it is. So if you take a look at the card, you can kind of turn your attention to it as I read, but it is basically to reindeer locking horns and what that means. So opposition and confrontation. Let's find out a little bit more about it. And again, think about how this is helpful, an insight or an answer to the question that you just wrote down. So whatever you wrote down, this is one of the parts of the answers. It is the prompt. It is the way to you to be thinking about how opposition might be working for you to accomplish your goals, to hear the message that you need to hear, to do what you need to do. So let's see what it has to say. Opposition, confrontation. So when two planets oppose each other across the circle of the zodiac, as the sun and the moon do on a full moon, both planets will either be in signs of yang elements, fire and air, or yin elements, water and earth, and stare directly at each other across the earth like partners in a wrestling match. The opposition can feel like a dare or a challenge, like boot camp, where a confrontation pushes everyone to grow. Did I just say? The action. This is not a comfortable situation, but that's not the point. You're being challenged to grow. Look at the situation as a martial arts training and take the training. You don't have to trust the wisdom of the people you are wrestling with, but you can trust the pattern itself in this great cosmic workout. This is a key point. Practice your best skills. Stay centered and operate from wisdom and strategy instead of emotional heat. Well, I know that one hits hard for me as I'm usually only in my emotional heat, but it's important for me as a reminder. And if you are also an emotional responder to confrontation, this is that little tap on the shoulder. Hey, it's time to take a step back and not respond with emotions. Let's just respond with clarity and strategy. Listen for hints on how to improve your style. The obstacles in your way are not there to stop you, but to push you toward your personal best. So again, these obstacles are with us not to stop us from moving forward. They're to help us get stronger and think of better ways to move forward. This situation might be set up as a dichotomy. You or them, love or work, your ideas versus their ideas. Question the dichotomy's illusion and look for the third position of the resolution, a both and solution versus either or, which I know my husband likes to say, everybody wins. How can we look at this confrontational situation so that everybody wins? That's how we all can work together. If the way forward feels truly blocked, look for another path. Sometimes in opposition, particularly in transit, says you shall not pass this way. Find another route. Again, if you come to a dead end, perhaps that was the sign that you're not supposed to go any farther. So if you get stuck in traffic somewhere and it looks like you are missing out on going the way that you wanted to go, rather than get stressed about it, why don't you take it as a thank you and move on, knowing that you weren't supposed to be going that way. An opposition dares you to proceed. Decide if this path is worth the struggle. If it is, grow those skills, hold your ground, and fight for what you believe in. You are being asked to prove to yourself and to others that you have the skills needed for the next step. Our challenge, this situation is an inconvenient growth opportunity, but not a punishment. Decide if it is time to build muscles or to find another path. So you can either stay and fight, or you can be clever and find another way to get where you need to go. The gift of the situation, this is the most important thing, the situation offers you a chance to burn through karma if you can continually respond with compassion and tough love from your highest self. Take the high road. Take the high road. This is how we grow. If everybody wins, the high road is taken. So, can we be creative? Can we use our imaginations? There are so many ways that this opposition, and it can be anything. It can be a tardiness. It can be a missed appointment. It can be something that has put you in confrontation with what you wanted to accomplish. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a fight or a battle. It is just simply something that has stopped you in your tracks and is demanding that you figure out how to proceed or how to have the best outcome with this opposition in the way. It's not that hard. It's not even that dire. It's I don't like confrontation, but many times I realize that it doesn't have to be the confrontation that I think. And then in fact, we go through confrontational situations all day long, and most of them successfully, because we all have learned to navigate with compassion and kindness throughout our way. And if we encounter those who don't, that is our opportunity to really tap in and hone our own and set an example for others to hone their own as well. So this is our task, and it's also the answer to the question or the insight that you wrote down. It's the answer. So if you've got this task, you know that the way that it's going to get to be where you want it to be is confrontation, opposition. I have confidence. I know how these cards have told us we can move, and we are going to do it successfully. Let's get comfortable. Let's begin to meditate on this opposition or confrontation. Let us figure it out for ourselves, and let us hear that divine voice, the truth within us as the answer to that question. When it comes from within, you can trust it. Okay? So let's relax. Let us get in touch with our breath. Let's inhale. And you want to fill your body up completely. And then as you exhale slowly, just imagine your body, even before you close your eyes, imagine your whole body softening, as if you were like a solid stick of butter, and you are now just beginning to soften every part of you from wherever you are. If you're sitting or lying down, you just begin to soften as you exhale. So let's inhale again. Or inhale again, and then exhale. Soften more and more. And now you can inhale. And as you exhale, close your eyes, let them drift closed, and you begin to soften your body. It begins to relax from wherever it is, just begins to relax. And so allow the tones to relax you as you exhale. More and more relaxed. And as we relax, we allow our body to just drift. As it relaxes, our body feels like it's drifting, floating. In that beautiful air. And now allow that body which is drifting to just very easily detach from the essence that is you as you float. And then just imagine it. Just slowly drifting back to the earth. But your essence is remaining here in this beautiful space. You can imagine it as the vastness of space, or the blueness of sky. However you choose to see or experience this beautiful, warm, and comfortable space. just floating, comfortable, temperate, floating our essence. Just imagine your essence, which has been drifting and floating. Just begin to hover in this space. Maybe it is the blue sky that you're picturing. Maybe it's the darkness of the universe and all the stars and planets around us. But we are in essence now. We are away from the physical world and in this beautiful ether. And as we just drift here or hover here, imagine feeling around you the presence of another. There's another presence in this safe space, drifting, floating toward us. We sense it. We don't have eyes in this space, but we sense it as a presence. And we sense that this presence is in some way in opposition to us and who we are. This presence can be a person. This presence can be a narrative that we tell ourselves that might be in opposition to what we want to feel or we want to believe about ourselves. This presence can be a situation, like a job or a relationship that seems to be opposing us, bringing us to a standstill, offering us maybe challenging us to either move through it or find a way around it. Maybe the presence is a question that's been unanswerable, a problem to solve. But even as I say these words, you know exactly what that opposition presence is. Maybe it's a schedule that you have to meet every day. Maybe it's an expectation that you have to face. Whatever it is, experience this presence with love. And as soon as I told you to identify it, I know you knew what it was for you. And I want you to open your soul. We are without our physical bodies, but this presence is right upon us. And it's almost if we are choosing to completely experience this opposing presence with us. Initially, we were uncomfortable, but we suddenly realized that our discomfort isn't going to help the situation at all. Instead, we we choose to understand this presence, this problem, this opposing force or presence, and in this space, we choose to open ourselves to experiencing this presence from its side, from its perspective. Here it is, not only before us, but with us. And we just gently inquire with it and ask it if we can experience this opposition from its side, to perhaps see why it is opposing us. Perhaps we will see the challenge that it offers us more clearly. And we cautiously but confidently choose to experience this presence from its perspective, so we can experience our perspective from its perspective. And as we just gently allow ourselves to fuse with this opposition, we suddenly feel that we can see ourselves, know ourselves from the position of this opposition. Challenge, a situation, a feeling that has long felt like an overwhelming force against us. And as we experience this presence from its perspective, we can understand that it is existing purely to help us. In fact, it has our very best interests at heart by being its opposition. There's a clarity that comes from being in this perspective, from seeing ourselves even from our opposition's perspective. And like a wash over us, the clarity with how to face this opposition begins to reveal itself more and more and more. And as it does, we can actually feel the triumph we are experiencing as a result of this ability to experience our opposition from its perspective. We may not agree with it. We may not understand the why of it, but we can certainly see how it exists and why it exists to help us move forward. Almost to help us move forward because we couldn't do it without it. Every superhero has its nemesis. And that nemesis continues to make that superhero smaller. That nemesis exists to give power to the hero who must learn how to overcome all of the barriers and boundaries in facing its opposition without its arch villain enemy. That superhero would never grow. And now that we have chosen to see from our opposition's perspective and space, we have clarity. We know what we must do. We know what we must do. And so, as my dogs provide my opposition for my stillness and silence, I recognize the opportunity that we have with that extraneous ambient noise to regain our stillness ourselves. That is my opposition, but it is helping bring me to a center of myself. I invite you to separate from your opposition's perspective again and back into your own. I want you to imagine yourself thanking that opposition for the knowledge, for the challenge, and for the clarity that this challenge is providing. Thank you, issue. Thank you, problem. Thank you, relationship. I can handle it now, and I am grateful for you. And as we proclaim this confidence that I can handle this opposition, so do we recognize the light of the presences that are around us from this community tonight or from wherever we are experiencing this meditation. From wherever, from whenever we are experiencing this time together, we recognize that we are all faced with these challenges. We are all in this together. We can help one another move through this, first of all, simply by acknowledging that we are here together. And with this acknowledgement, our physical body calls for us to return. And we ourselves imagine that beautiful essence that we are, just floating gently, gently, gently back, hovering over our physical body. And then imagining as we enter our body, that body becoming animated again. As it fills, our essence fills each corner of our body, we feel the tingle in our feet and our fingers, in our torso, in our cheeks, in our ears, at the top of our head and our crown. We feel the tingle of this animation of our body. And as we become reanimated, we can wiggle our fingers and toes. We become excited to return to our physical self and face effortlessly the opposition that we just greeted in our stillness. And so let us return to our bodies so we can greet each other in person. Let's inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more deep breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, open your eyes. So did you feel that opposition? Did you feel what it was? I'm sure as soon as I said it, you knew exactly what you were facing. You knew exactly what you had to do once you allowed yourself to experience that opposition from its perspective. You knew exactly how to face you, because it is all you. It's all us right from the inside. What was your opposition? If you feel comfortable, share it in the comments. Let's begin a dialogue. I want every week this to happen, and I really invite you to let us know. Write it down, keep a journal, and whenever you can, share what it was and how you moved through it, experienced it. Share, share, and share alike, please. So with that, let us send out those intentions and that experience of the opposition, even that one, into the flames. And the reason we do this is because we're just letting it go. We're not attaching ourselves to it. We're not holding on to expectations. We've just gone in. We've just given it our all. Now we can let it go and allow the universe to do its work. So here's mine. Off it goes into the... Oh, I just shut off my flame. All right. Just snuffed out that flame. No matter. Got prepared. There she goes. And now, everyone's intentions. Right here, right now. I did this again, didn't I? Let's move me back over. There we go. I want you to be able to see the burning bowl. All right, so we won't get the burning bowl today, but here. Everyone's intentions. Going to light it up. Going to set it out. You'll see it a little bit and then move it back a little bit. There we go. You can see it a little bit. All right, here we go. Off it burns. Waving bye-bye. So, opposition, confrontation, it doesn't have to be with a person. It can be with your own self. How can we experience it and let it go and move forward? Thank you for being here. And let's see who's here. We start with Zoom because there are Ozzy and Kathleen and Sue. Mwah. Thank you. I appreciate you always, always, always. Ozzy, keep safe there in Pennsylvania. Hope you're liking the new gig. Now let us check out who is here on the other socials, if anybody. And if I miss you, of course, always, please, please, please know that I'm grateful for you if I catch you later. And if you're catching it on the recording, you can still leave a message. You can still leave a note. You can still let us know how it is going. There we are. Okay. Well, hello to Brandon and Brian. I know they said hello. Send the thumbs up. If you're catching this later, thank you for being here. It's Wednesday. Have yourself a good evening. Stay warm. It is still winter. And remember, opposition, confrontation doesn't have to be something we dread. It may not be comfortable, but see yourself on the other side of it. See yourself, envision the outcome. You can get through it if you just do it with kindness for you and for anyone else that is there. I appreciate it. I know you will. And have yourself a beautiful evening and week. See you here next week when it will be February, will it not? So, new month, new chance to start again and love month, month of love. So let's love it all. I will see you next month. Good.